Brandon Moreno defeated Kai Kara France. It was exceptional. It was a great fight. I felt like Brandon Moreno pretty much won the entire fight. Yeah, it seemed like he had won every round. It was a TKO, and like there was less than 30 seconds left to go in the third round. But Brandon Moreno hit him with a big body kick to the liver, and it just immediately folded Kai Kara France. And he was trying his best to defend himself. He covered up. He was moving around, but at the end of the day, he was getting hit with some really big shots. The ref had seen enough, and you really can't argue the decision at all. So, a really good performance out of Brandon Moreno. Obviously, UFC 277 was in Texas. Brandon Moreno is the Mexican champion right now, and frankly, the stadium popped louder for Brandon Moreno than it did for Derek Lewis, and I was actually pretty shocked about that. Um, the Vatos come out and support their boy Brandon Moreno, and I'm happy. It makes me really happy. Brandon Moreno's like a really nice guy, right? Like he's not like a Conor McGregor or Nate Diaz guys who like have this like aggression about them, a kind of ugliness about them, right? Brandon Moreno is a really sweet dude. Like every time that they talk to him, he's saying like really nice things, and his demeanor and everything is really positive. His disposition is really sweet, and so it's really cool to see like a nice guy win over a significant portion of the fan base. So good on Brandon Moreno for breaking the code, right? He's popular and nice. DC ought to take notes. Maybe DC should have just been Mexican, right? But let's see what the rankings are looking like over there. So Brandon Moreno's now this was also an interim championship fight. So I mean, it's going to be the Brandon Moreno versus Davison Figueiredo show. Is what's coming up next for Brandon Moreno, right? They even had Davison Figueiredo like come into the octagon and do some like WWE shit, right? Which it ended in like mutual respect, and it was all very positive. And Davison's a stand-up guy. He was like, tonight's Brendan's night. I'm proud of him. Everybody's happy for him, and I can't wait to get in there and fight him. And so, it was handled appropriately by all parties, and I'm really looking forward to that rematch, man. Like it's going to be the fourth time they fought, and I have no idea who's going to win. No one knows who's going to win. It's going to be we're going to win. The fans are going to win. It's one of those type of fights. Tough loss for Kai Kara France, though, man. He went out there and fought really hard. It was a really admirable performance, especially the way that he was like starting to come back. It was looking like he was about to win the third round, obviously, and then he just got caught. What I hope doesn't wind up happening to Kai Kara France is I hope that he doesn't wind up becoming like the Dan Hooker of the flyweight division. And I mean that with the utmost respect to Dan Hooker, because Dan Hooker's an exceptional fighter, right? But he keeps not getting over the hill and getting to the championship fight, and so granted, Kai Kara France got to the championship fight, but it was an interim belt, and I really want the best for Kai Kara France, and I want the best for Dan Hooker, but Dan Hooker like exclusively gets fed to like the most bloodthirsty sharks of the division that there are, right? And like he rattles off a couple wins and then he loses because he's just always fighting these tip of the spear guys who are like young and hungry and on the come up, right? And I feel like if they just kind of protected him a little bit, he could get his way into a championship fight. But I would just hate to see Kai Kara France wind up just fighting only the toughest dudes and serving as like a gatekeeper to the top three. That's like the hardest job in the world. And Dan Hooker's doing it, and it pains me to see Dan Hooker taking the losses he's taken, and it's going to pain me to see Kai Kara France taking the losses that he's going to take if he finds himself in that role. But with him being number 3, he's a tough guy. I mean, he had won 3 in a row before he took this L with Brandon Moreno. See what the rankings are over in flyweight. See what they're looking like right now. So then there's Askar Askarov, Alexander Pantoja, who had a fantastic night at the office. We're going to get to his fight in just a little bit. Brennan Royval, Alex Perez, Mateus Nicolau, Matt Schnell. These are all guys who are like on the bubble who could potentially see themselves facing Kai Kara France moving forward, in my opinion. Anybody between number 4 and number 12, I think, are guys that like could realistically find themselves in a Kai Kara France fight moving forward. Because anybody who fights him and beats him is going to find themselves fighting for a title or being like literally one fight away from fighting in a title. I can't imagine you beating Kai Kara France and then not immediately getting a title opportunity. So I would say that it's probably a title eliminator whenever you go to fight Kai Kara France.
Monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth.